Hey guys, just Jennel here. I am really going to try and keep it simple, but I have a huge burden on my heart. As you can tell, stress is taking over. It's taking over in a physical form right now with me. And I have a lot of conflict going on in my heart and soul right now. So this is the burden of my heart. And when I try to talk to people about transformation of their body, their hearts, their minds, mental health, physical health, you know, sometimes we don't know where people have come from. So I may babble on this video and I may cry on this video, but it is the burden of my heart right now because the topic I want to speak about is quite forbidden. You don't really hear much about it, but I promise you there's a lot of it out there. And because we have a death going on in our family right now, I am burdened with emotions because I'm conflicted, and death is not the topic I want to talk about, but it is leading to the topic I want to talk about. And but anyways, the death of this family member is a person who caused much abuse in my life, but not all abuse in my life. And it is something that I am trying to come to terms with and how I want to handle it and support the ones that I love. So anyways, the topic is abuse. And before I became just Jennel 5 years ago, and the reason, if some of you have not followed me, just Jennel is, well, of course, I'm Jennel. But I'm not a twin, okay? I have a name. I'm not the fat twin. I'm no longer Lily's wife, and I'm not only Trained Christian's mom. Those are titles that I carry or have carried. I'm not just considered a divorced woman. I'm not just a correctional officer. I'm not just an artist, but I'm just Jennel. Okay, those are things that have made me who I am. So with that being said, many of you, and I mean many of you, do not know that I'm a product of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, and also neglect. I am abuse-free. I am now living a life where I am learning who I am, and I know I don't go to therapy. No, I am not medicated. And I think this is why there's a lot of stress on my heart, a lot of stress on my soul right now. But if I'm going to share with you guys mind and body transformation videos, there's certain deep, dark secrets and deep, dark thoughts and deep, dark things that have to come out of the closet to cleanse your body so that you can move forward in life. And I know that when you are a product of abuse, if there are those of you out there, and I'm sure there are many of you, because if you are like me or were like me, you keep it a secret and you smile. But abuse tends to hinder us in ways that we don't always see until people point it out. Tends to give us less confidence in who we are, though the last 5 years I've been building much because I have found talents in myself. I have found attributes in myself that I work on. Those are individually mine, and I move forward in those things to make my life a success. We tend to not trust what is plainly in front of us. We have questions, concerns, and it's constantly beating on us in our minds. If you are a product of abuse, don't turn to substance, because if you are a product of abuse, you know that much of your abuse may have came from someone or some person that is close to you that they themselves is an abused substance abuser themselves, whether it's drugs or alcohol, maybe even food. It's very, I don't know. My heart is burdened because I'm sitting here watching Grey's Anatomy, which is a primetime television show that is monetarily put out these characters and these character developments of individuals that experience these things, and you connect with them. And yet each and every day you don't hear about it. So sometimes you feel like you're alone, but you're not. So my burden is abuse today, because it comes in many different forms and we don't recognize it. We make excuses for it. We apologize for it. You know, yeah, they're getting better. They can't help it. You're just going to stick it out to see how well. You're a friend, you're helping, but you're not. You're not. And the best thing you can do when you see that there's nothing that can be done for that individual, if it is harming your life in a way, sometimes it is best that we step away. Okay? I see it closely in my life right now with individuals that I love. And I wish that there was something I can do. So I'm going to love them. And I'm going to be there for them because they are being the ones abused. But I am not going to help the abuser, because that person is abusing during the assistance. Anyways, I know I'm babbling. I know I'm ranting. My heart, like I said, is conflicted because I love my mom. And I've always wanted the greatest happiness for her. But since I was a little girl, I've had to deal with a lot of things. And when I was a teenager, I was emancipated from it. I was wiped clean of it. The last time I let the individual abuse me was back in 2015, and I've swore off talking to the individual, and now they are dying. Now, mind you, my heart is a kind heart, and before we found out that it was to the point of terminal, I sent a card, and it was a card of forgiveness. It was a card expressing that I hold no hard feelings, because we didn't know at that time where his condition was going to take him. So now that it's terminal and my job is so demanding, I'm conflicted with, do I say goodbye in person? For my mother's peace of mind. It wouldn't be for my peace of mind, because my peace of mind said what it had to say in the card. And I don't want to hurt my mom. There's just so much. This is my burden. Because if you are a product of abuse, you know how I'm feeling. You know that this is a conflict that you deal with. Because we often, as young children, grow and develop in what we think is the norm. To beat on someone, to neglect them, to verbally degrade them. We accept that as love. And some individuals later on in life tend to gravitate towards the opposite sex, or even the same sex. Individuals who exhibit abusive traits. And we end up loving them, caring for them, and living through it again. But I swore against that. And that's why 5 years ago, I have decided that I'm going to be just Jennel. And I'm going to speak out, and I'm going to grow as a stronger individual coming from such things. So I guess the burden on my heart today is to find things People, if you must find a therapist, find a therapist. I don't always preach medication. I don't think medication is always something that somebody should seek. Seek on working through these things. I do mine through my art. I do mine through self-reflection. I do journaling sometimes. I do a lot of painting. But my burden is on the abuse, and it is not well put out there sometimes. And this is not well put out there, but it's a video on Just Jennel. And I have a runny nose and watery eyes now, and it is just what it is. So today I'm going to go and have a lunch date with a dear friend of mine who has been burdened on my heart. And she is going through things. And my mother, she's going through things. And the three of us, we are products of abuse. And we live our lives the way we see fit. And some of us grow and some of us stay stagnant. I choose to grow. But if you are a product of abuse, please seek help. There are hotlines, there are groups. Find you one. If you have friends, go to them. Don't be afraid. And if you are in an abusive relationship, if it is going nowhere, you have to step away. You have to. They are not the end-all be-all for the person that you are, because you are amazing. It took a long time for me to know that I was amazing. So you are amazing. And there's no other word for it. Find these wonderful, unique qualities that are you and expound on them. Grow. Be beautiful. But don't stay in abuse, because you can't transform your bodies. You can't transform your minds. You can't be the best you that you are if you're staying in it. And if that sounds harsh, I am a product of it. Been there since I was born. And I removed myself from it back in 2014. It was the best decision I ever made. People don't see it that way. And they may consider those individuals good-hearted individuals, but they didn't live behind the closed doors that I did. They didn't experience. I did. And you do. And you deserve so much better. So, the burden of my heart has been spoken. It wasn't very eloquent. It was all over the place. Little ADHD like I am. But I love you guys. Sometimes when the burden of your heart is there and you feel it needs to be spoken, you speak it and you speak out, because not enough people speak out about abuse. There's so many forms, and if you're in it, step away. All right, I love you. Just Jennel here, and I'm signing off.